Hello, welcome to another Marcus Talks game review. Today we'll be looking at a little bit more different, interesting game that I got recently. It's called Shashingo, Learn Japanese with Photography. The meaning behind the name comes from the Japanese word shashin, meaning photography, and go, meaning language. So language of photography is the name of the game. This is the first game developed and published by Autumn Pioneer, which is basically just one guy, Ryan Pocock. If you see this, Ryan, I hope I got your name right. Started development back in about 2021, so him and the small little team he had working on it, and a bunch of Kickstarter funding, has been going for about 3 years since this game released back in February of 2024. So just this year, not too long ago. Uh, so I've been meaning to learn Japanese. I saw this game somewhere. I can't quite remember where, but I decided, it's on sale on Steam. I'll pick it up. Uh, and you know what? It is very good. As of right now, I have memorized about a little over half of the 145 photo flashcard words that you can make in this game. And you know what? That's way more than I thought I would get. I've tried other Japanese language learning methods and tools before, but this one has been the most helpful in terms of actually learning words, learning hiragana, learning how to read a little bit, and some pronunciations. Now let's just look at the gameplay aspects. Uh, the gameplay is all you can really do is walk, run, crouch, and take pictures. It controls very well. The camera controls are very well done, which you'd certainly hope for when that's 99% of the game. Flipping between filters is very simple, easy. It's very fun to zoom in and out. You can apply borders after you've taken a picture for a flashcard. You can't apply a border to an existing picture. I can understand not being able to change the filter on an existing picture, but not being able to add a border or change a border is a little odd to me. Your basic walking speed is a little slow at times, so you're going to want to hit that run button immediately and have that toggled on every time you open up the game. Once you've taken pictures and filled up your photo flashcard album, you can engage in something called find mode, which takes from your photo flashcards and just takes either the word, the sound, or the writing, or you could do both. And then you are tasked with finding that object again and photographing it. You have several options for this. New photos, old photos, random, weak words, which are ones that you've failed multiple times in previous find mode attempts, favorite words, and mastered words. To master a word, you must correctly get the object in find mode several times. Find mode has a couple issues with it. There are some objects that are moving around like an airplane. You have to wait a little bit for the airplane and the train. It can get a little frustrating. And a lot of objects only have about 1 to 2 instances on the map. So if you pick a lot of words, or even just a handful of words, but they're spread out across the map, you're going to be spending a lot of time just wandering back and forth. It's still overall fun, but quality of life improvements could be made in this aspect. You have the option to display your words in several different formats. Romaji, which is just like romanized forms of the Japanese words, meaning it's simplified English letters to show you exactly how it's pronounced in relation to our English alphabet. You have also the kana option, which is a mix between hiragana and katakana. Hiragana is used for native Japanese words. Katakana is used for words that have been adopted from other languages, such as Spanish, English, uh, French, German, pretty much any language that they've adopted from that is not native. And these can get blended together, so it's good to have the guide built into the game on hand for referencing these. You also have a furigana option, which I have not looked at all, so please forgive me. Editor Marcus here. I do not forgive you. And turns out that furigana is really just taking the kanji and kana options and mixing them together. Essentially, you have the kanji displayed, but then the hiragana displayed over top of them, showing how to actually pronounce the kanji itself. So you are not forgiven, but there's your explanation. And then the kanji option for if you're really going into this. Kanji is made up of hiragana, but it can get a little bit more confusing since some kanji, the symbol is exactly the same, but the pronunciation and meaning behind it is different. And in your little scrapbook, you have a guide for hiragana and katakana and what sounds each symbol makes. It's good to be refer back to these if you want to learn how to pronounce stuff. And then at the bottom, there is a little lesson book for conversational Japanese. It's very helpful. Some of the lessons are a bit vague. Obviously, early on, it starts off simple with like how to say hello, good evening, good night, goodbye, good morning. Eventually, it gets a little bit more complex. I haven't. I've looked at all of the lessons. I haven't retained all of the information. I have learned how to ask questions about objects or things, how to introduce myself, some simple phrases, because, in the event that I do end up traveling to Japan, I feel like those would be more common things to learn how to say. The same goes for the words that I've chosen for my favorites list, words that I just felt would be more common to occur in the event that you are traveling. So, stores, trains, transportation, food, that kind of stuff. In an update before I bought the game, they added something called quiz mode. Each flashcard has three words, nouns, adjectives, or verbs on the back of them that relate to the flashcard itself. So, like lamp will have bright on the back of it. And there are three words that relate to the object. And quiz mode will give you a few flashcards, and now you have to match up the English version of the Japanese word. It's not as gripping as find mode, but it's a nice additional bonus to the game. Now I have one little nitpick with the gameplay here. Some objects are like small, some are very just there as a set piece, decorative, and then some have a flashcard assigned to them. So it can be a little bit confusing when one thing that looks like it should just be decorative has a flashcard, then one thing that looks like it should have a flashcard is just decorative. It's just a little bit annoying to go through that. And once you get up there, you're going to probably want a guide to find the last remaining few flashcards you're missing. I just thought I'd point that out. Now let's look at the art style. It's very simplistic. Some stuff is stylized. The cars are like very boxy and very flat. Some buildings and objects are detailed pretty nicely. The cats and dog have, like a little bit more detailed fur texture. Water has a reflection and looks a little bit more realistic. And then the lighting is a lot more realistic. It's a nice blend of stylized and simplistic with a tad bit of realism thrown in. I like it. It's good. Now the music was composed by a freelance artist and friend of the creator, Kenya Abe. You can purchase it on Bandcamp right now. Uh, Not sure why it's not anywhere else, but the artist will choose how to sell as he wishes. I might buy it because even though there's only 7 tracks in the game, they're all very good. The main theme song of the game is very nice. It's like a little upbeat, getting you ready. The rest of them are a little bit more relaxing. Very good for studying and just relaxing as you try to learn more words. Alright, now let's get into something that's eh. The game is $20, which I don't think there's a problem with. This game is definitely worth $20. It could be a little bit short, but you're expected to continue to play it, as you master the words and perform some of the lessons. There's DLC currently for the game, and all it includes is extra camera filters for an additional $6. That's I don't really use the filters when I play the game, so I'm not spending $6 just for some filters. Some stuff I'd like to see moving forward is the addition of either DLC or free updates of some kind that add new locations or unlock current locations and add more flashcards. As it is right now, the game is very nice. It's a decent length and at a good price, but I want to see it taken further. I want this game to move from just like an additional learning resource to actually something that will help teach the language itself. And there are plenty of opportunities to expand on the existing map. There are areas that just block you off for almost no reason. And there are already objects on the map that I feel like could be given a flashcard of their own. Currently, you can buy the game on Steam, and there is a Nintendo Switch release planned, but no release date has been announced. Honestly, it might just have to get pushed back and ported onto whatever Nintendo's next console is, because the Switch is kind of at the end of its life. And I wouldn't recommend buying the Switch version, because they usually upcharge you. And in closing, this game is very nice. It has been a great learning resource for something I've always wanted to learn a little bit more of. I've learned a few conversational phrases, how to introduce myself in multiple words that I didn't know before. And now I know them basically from memory alone and without having to hear some of them, which is very nice. And I'm going to give this game a 7 out of 10. It can go a lot further with its concept, but as it stands right now, I highly recommend it, and it's a good resource for those who want to learn Japanese. And now, this has been a very interesting review, not something I typically do. I just wanted to talk about it because this was something that interests me, and I've been playing it recently. And I kind of want to get the word out there about it. All right, thank you. Have a good day.